All right, guys, how's it going? Well, it's Saturday morning. Actually, it's not. No, I've been sat in here that fucking long. It's now Saturday afternoon. So I hope you're appreciating the effort. Because it's sunny out there. It's got a nice blue sky. My mates will be in pub in about half an hour. Not that I'm going. I don't think I'm going to go. But I would like to get a couple of quiet feet and sit outside in my garden with Remy, my rescue dog, and just chill for a bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I could do with that. So let's get these videos rattled off and we can do a stream later and catch up that way. Right, so we all know that Ruben Amorim is currently a very serious candidate to become the next manager of Liverpool Football Club. Born Again Joyce can't stop talking about him. He's literally gushing about him at the moment. And we know that Born Again Joyce is being fed from the people that run Liverpool Football Club on a day-to-day basis. So we know that is 1,000,000% genuine. And as you know, if you've followed my videos from January regarding this subject, I have continually told you about when, you know, how he's come down in price continually, all the time. And that wasn't fan betting initially. I think I put a bet on him on the 28th of January, Amorim, when he was a right outsider. And I think Jurgen maybe announced he was leaving 27th or something. I don't know about that. I can't remember. And then since then, his odds, you know, come down. And even when Amorim wasn't really mentioning it was all Alonso, I would put a video out to you guys and say, I remember this last week. Or is it this week? What day are we on? Saturday. I remember this week, around Monday, this week, you remember? And his odds changed again and Alonso went out, which means the bookies thought that maybe it wasn't going to be Alonso. And that happened around Monday. There was no reason for that to happen publicly in the media, nothing from what I could remember, what I'll see at the time. There was no reason for that. And I remember making a video to you guys and saying, or a live stream saying, something's happened there, guys. Someone's heard something. And as the week's gone on, I think, you know, what's happened with Alonso and stuff, we can now work out why that was. So we know Amorim is absolutely 1,000,000% a genuine consideration. And I personally hope that he is appointed, not just because I want to win a few bob. Yes, you guys will win a few bob. But if it couldn't be Alonso, he was my candidate, and that is why I backed him. Right, so we then have Roberto De Zerbi, who doesn't do anything for me. I've got to be completely honest with you. He's been in there consistently from the start. He was the second favourite at one point. Richard Hughes, the new Liverpool sporting director, who is working for Liverpool Football Club now, even though officially he isn't. Richard Hughes has previously tried to appoint him, Roberto De Zerbi, as a manager. So we know he's a fan. I'm sure I did a video about this yesterday. We know that, or we're led to believe that Edwards likes Amorim. We're led to believe that Hughes likes De Zerbi. We're led to believe that the owners fancied Alonso. But just because they might fancy one doesn't mean that they can't rate another one as well. Do you know what I mean? But it's just good to have that little bit of knowledge. If you're wondering why Roberto De Zerbi is continually mentioned, it could be because of the Richard Hughes connection, because he really likes him. But I'm not so sure about that. Nagelsmann, confirmed candidate, right? So, okay, there's no official statement saying we confirm, but in my eyes, my opinion, Nagelsmann has been confirmed as a candidate for the job. Even though there hasn't been a lot of chatter surrounding him, there has been chatter surrounding his possible future this week. But Nagelsmann, you know, is someone I always said, you know, he'd be my rank outsider, like daft bets. Do you know what I mean? Because I like a little bet occasionally, but I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't put my money anywhere else. So, right. Now, some names that we've never really heard before, but have come up from credible sources, I believe, is Inzaghi at Inter Milan. Liverpool Football Club have taken a look, are taking a look. I'm going to say 100% that you should believe that. If you know, you might not want to believe that some fat bloke sat in Spain. It's up to you. You make your own opinions. I never force my opinions on anyone. But my opinion is 100% Inzaghi has been or is being looked at. Thiago Motta as well. You know, and these are names that have been, you know, have been in articles from the likes of Ornstein and whatnot. You see articles sometimes written, say, at The Athletic, and it'll say by Pearce, Ornstein and different writers. And I'm always a little bit cautious with them because which writer put forward certain suggestions in the article. Do you know what I mean? If I could just pick out the Ornstein bits, perfect. But Thiago Motta at Bologna, his name has apparently been discussed. But there is chatter linking him with Juventus. Thomas Frank, another name, a name that many Liverpool fans probably wouldn't be too excited about. But he does have a lot of people that, really rate him. Said to be similar to Jurgen. But Frank, De Zerbi, they're like, do you know what I mean? I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. They don't just film me, we're Liverpool Football Club, like, you know what I mean? Lille manager, Paulo Fonseca, he's available in the summer as well. He's a name that's been thrown in. And so is Tuchel, of course, who is available, but I can't for 1 minute believe that would be under consideration. So what we're seeing here is we're seeing a list of the names that we've seen for a long time with some others to consider maybe. Inzaghi, Motta, Fonseca, Frank, Tuchel, about that, or Tuchel, I don't know how to fucking pronounce it, what I'm like. The one for me, what I can't go past Nagelsmann, mate, really. The way I would look at it is, now we're going into opinion now, my own opinion, right, completely, is that it's Amorim, right, and then I think it would be Nagelsmann. That's what I see. But that's my opinion. It's my opinion based at the time of recording, because tomorrow I might think differently. And sometimes gobby football supporters have this habit of going, but last week you thought this. Last week I fancied this bird, man. This weekend, do you know what I mean? Like, just knock it off. So, we change our opinions. And it's what, even journalists, even though they get on my nerves, when people say, that journalist said this and that, it depends whether a journalist is stating something as a fact. When a journalist goes, I am telling you, he will be the new manager of Liverpool Football Club. You can't say that and then the next day really change it, because you're a bit stupid, aren't you? You're better off just saying, I think that there's a good chance of it happening. Do you know what I mean? Always got to listen and read what people are saying. What I'm saying to you is Amorim, which I've consistently said since January, has been the one that gets it, in my opinion, if Alonso didn't get it. And I think things changed personally when Edwards came back into the equation on that front. Amorim and Nagelsmann, they would be the ones that I'm thinking now. What would you think? Yes, Roberto De Zerbi is clearly, favoured. Well, maybe we can't use the word favoured because we don't know that Richard Hughes now thinks that De Zerbi is the man for Liverpool. He might have thought it, at Bournemouth or wherever the fuck he's come from, but it doesn't mean that he's now wants to bring him in. So we can't make those kind of assumptions. What we can say is, well, we know he previously obviously really liked this guy, and that could be why we're seeing his name mentioned with us so much, because people talk, right? So all fun and games. I don't know about you. I could do with changing the subject a little bit now, and we'll crack on and hopefully talk about something else. Sometimes you do get these people go, but if you don't like talking about it, why are you talking about it? Because what the fucking else is there to talk about? Do you know what I mean? And surely I'm here for my friends and the people that support me and appreciate the things that I do to try and say, hey, you might have missed this. I know for a fact that the majority of the people that follow my content can't sit on their ass all day looking at monitors and reading about Liverpool Football Club, writing, talking about Liverpool Football Club. So they come to me and think, well, Dunk will keep an eye on everything for me. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really want to talk about it, to be honest with you, but that's just the way it is. We ain't got no fucking saying it. Alonso's done, right? Do you know what? There's people today and they're slating the owners. We've got no ambition. Like, everything revolved around Alonso. I genuinely couldn't give a flying you-know-what that Alonso is not taking the job. Am I disappointed? Well, yeah, I'd love to have seen Xabi there, but you know what? Whether you want to say he turned us down or not, you can only turn down something you've been offered, right? But maybe he's got good reason for that. I was led to believe, a couple of weeks ago that he fancied the job, and I believe the person that said that. But this was before Edwards came into the equation. And I think Edwards would favour Amorim over him, but I don't know that for sure. Just like I said to you previously, and we've not mentioned him in this video until now, Pep Lijnders, I could imagine him being in the consideration if they couldn't land their primary targets. But now Edwards is back at the club, I would now say not. You know, and that's how opinions change because of things that are changing all the time. You know, things change, so then you have to reassess, right? So I don't think Pep gets a look in now, to be honest with you. Anyway, so there's some names for you to consider. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at the betting today, or I probably should have done before making this video. I was just going to say, but I'll look at it after this video, and if there's anything I need to take, I'll come back and tell you. But to be honest with you, I really don't want to make another video about it if I can avoid it. Let's have a look. I'm going to try and find this. It's all in Spanish, right? Here we go. Ganador Final. I think it's going to be that. It fucking is. Especials. God, I'm good. Próximo entrenador permanente. Yes, it's going to be that. Next managers. Liverpool. Oh, it's all in fucking decimals, not fractions. Right, hang on, guys. Let's log in. When I log in, it should then give me fractions as one of my favourite settings. Right, here we go. Okay, Liverpool, next permanent manager, Ruben Amorim, 4-5, favourite. Roberto De Zerbi, second favourite, 2-1. Nagelsmann is the third favourite at 9-2. That's 4.5 to 1. He's come down considerably. He was, I think, beginning of the week, 9-10 to 1. Then I think he might have dropped to 8. He is now 4.5 to 1. That means if you, right, Nagelsmann is 9-2, put £2 on, you make £9 profit. All right, it's easy to say it that way. Put £2 on De Zerbi, you make £4 profit. You know what I mean? So Nagelsmann's come down in the betting. So there's going to be changes in the betting because Alonso's gone out. All right, Alonso's still in there 10 to 1, but who's going to back that? Pep Lijnders is in there at 9 to 1. Gary O'Neill 16. I'm just trying to think if there's any of the names. Inzaghi 25 to 1. We mentioned him. Thomas Tuchel, whatever he's called, 18 to 1. I'm just trying to see if there's any of the others in there. Hansi Flick, some people have mentioned him before, but not recently, 40 to 1. Thiago Motta, Santos, Thiago Motta, 40 to 1. 40 to 1, that's a big price. But it's a big price because the bookmakers don't think it's going to happen. And why do the bookmakers think it's not going to happen? Because nobody's putting money on that. It's not always about money, though, you know. It's also about bookmakers have a network of people listening and they inform accordingly. I used to race greyhounds. You know, I used to have 10, 12 greyhounds, like boot room boy, boot room girl, faster than Owen and things like that. And if I went into, like I said, I used to race them at Newcastle, it's called Brough Park. And if I went to a bookmakers in the area and put £200 in the bookmakers, which was something that I would rarely do anyway, I'd rather do it at the track, but if I did, that's a considerable bet. And they would then ring the head office with the information, and then that price would change throughout the country as a result of that. So the bookmakers, trust me, they have like their own investigators and stuff for these things. So like we might try and investigate these things. The bookmakers do too. So it's not always just based on money that's going on, right? So let's not focus too much on that shite anyway. But Ruben Amorim is the favourite. But Alonso was a very short favourite, so it doesn't mean anything, does it, guys? It's just an indicator of what the bookmakers think will happen. So Amorim first, De Zerbi second, Nagelsmann third. And I can't see past that 3 at the moment. And I know some of you might think it could be De Zerbi, but I just don't feel it that at the moment. I think that might be just the connection to Richard Hughes, his previous thoughts or whatever. So I wouldn't rule out Nagelsmann, and I've said that from the start. I put my money where my mouth is with Nagelsmann right back in January. Okay, so that's it. I was just trying to think. I think Jurgen said he was announcing his departure 27th of January, was it? Was it around then? I can't remember. Maybe that was his interview date. I honestly don't know. But 27th sticks in my mind for some reason. 28th, I had 20 on Amorim as an outsider, as a serious bet. And then I think around 2 days later, I looked at Nagelsmann and thought, yeah, go on, that'll be my daft bet. You know, I'll have a tenner on that or something like so. Anyway, so I'd just like to be transparent and tell people what I'm thinking, where I put my money, like, you know what I mean? So I haven't put anything on DrMattiLabbratt, so no doubt he'll be the manager, and no doubt we'll all be absolutely disappointed. But you know, do you know what? It'd be really unfair if it was. I tell you right now, if DrMattiLabbratt was appointed manager, you know, we've signed players before, and I've been like, nah, really? You know, how many people felt that in the summer when we signed Endo? Do you know what I mean? There's a video of me on here putting my head in the oven when we signed Danny Ings. Do you remember? On my hands and knees, actually with my head in the oven. It was electric, which didn't really help. But you know, Danny Ings ended up being one of my favourite players, and Endo's been probably one of the players of the season for me. People were excited when we signed Andy Robertson, but look what's happened there. So you know, we shouldn't be snotty, but I can understand it why people might not favour anyone. But if they do come in, then I know that all of us will support whoever comes in. But for me right now, it's this man right here. If you appreciate this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please drop me a comment. Your comments are very important to me. I promise you, I read every single comment. You'll see, because I acknowledge it. I always. Don't take that as an endorsement. If you see me, you know, acknowledge a comment, it might just it's just me just saying thanks for commenting. You'll see that every single comment I read. And I really do like to see what you guys have got to say, because it keeps me, you know, in the loop. Do you know what I mean? And it's Saturday, so if you want to buy me a beer, I would love you to. You can hit the super thanks button above or under. I don't know where it is. I think it's a love heart. You can hit that. Get me a beer or a coffee, and that'd be very kind of you if you want to do that, if you can. Also, read the video description. Please join us in the chat room. We have a chat room you can use on your mobile phone or device, you know, anything, tablets, computers. We have a newsletter. You can connect with me on social media. I'd love you to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and places like that. We've got a family here, and Alex knows watching my videos, and I do care about you, all right? So I think that might be my last video. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I've missed anything. So have a great weekend. Have a nice Easter. Don't eat too much chocolate, all right? And keep an eye on the streams today on the channel today, because I will go live at some point today. And the way I'm thinking I might have a stream tonight, and maybe a little drink, a little, you know, bit of music and stuff like that tonight. Thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Please thumbs up the video. I think it pisses people off sometimes as well if you thumbs it up. Thanks, man.